Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be making a no-sew doll. And here's the supplies you're going to need. You're going to need some scrap yarn for your skin color, pink yarn, preferably in bubblegum shade for your blush, black scrap yarn for your eyelashes, or smiles, however you want to make your facial expressions. And you need a certain color yarn for your hair color. You're definitely going to need your stuffing. We're going to be working with a 3.5mm hook. You're going to need your needle, my cat saying hello, a pair of scissors, stitch marker. We need safety eyes, any color. This is just an example, or you can use your plain black ones. Or if you're not familiar with safety eyes or you don't have any, you can always use some googly eyes, especially the kind that are sticky. In particular, that will be very helpful to you. And now we are ready to get started on making our head. Okay, here we go. So first, I would like to get my count over to 6. So we're going to start with a decrease, and then we are going to do 5 single crochet. Whoop, there we go. Let's start with my decrease. Then do 5 single crochet. Decrease 1, 2, 4, and okay, so now you should have 6 single crochet. Okay, so don't panic if it looks like it has a tiny little hole there, because now we're going to do an increase. So we're going to go ahead, and before we do that, actually, I would like to stuff. Alright, and now we'll be back in a moment. Okay, so now my doll is stuffed. I've got 6 single crochet, and we are going to do 2 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. Let me move my hair out the way there. Okay. Here we go. Here's 1. Then going in the same stitch with another single crochet, 2 single crochet in each of the next 6 stitches. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 in the same, and we're just going to work our way around. 2 single crochet in each stitch for your increase. For the next round, now that you have 12 stitches, we're going to do 1 single crochet and an increase in the next stitch 6 times. 1 single crochet, add my stitch marker, increase, so that means 2 single crochet in the next stitch, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. Feel free to slow down or rewind the video if you feel like this is going too fast. 2 in the next. 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. Okay, and for our next round, we are going to do 2 single crochet and an increase. So we're gonna do 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. Sorry, my camera keeps going a little out of focus. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 in the next. 1 single crochet. Here we go. Single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. One single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next, and just finish out your round. Okay, you should have 24 single crochet, and now we are going to do 3 single crochet and an increase. So that's 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 2 in the next. That's 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, and 2 in the next. Okay, and that should give you 30 stitches all the way around. We've got the bottom of our head going here. For our next round, we are just going to single crochet all the way around. Excuse me, single crochet all the way around for the next 3 rounds. That's 30 single crochet for 3 rounds. I'm going to do a few with you. Here we go. 1 single crochet. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and just keep going all the way around until you have 30 stitches, and do that for 3 rounds in total, and I will meet you back here. Okay, so here's what you should have after your 3 rounds of 30. And so we're going to take out that single crochet, and now we are going to switch colors. So I want you to get your yarn that you picked out for your hair color. I'm actually switching my yarn color because my yarn was highly uncooperative. So I'm going to put that there, and let me see. We're gonna do 3 single crochet and then a decrease. So that's 1, 2, 3, and a decrease in the next 2. With our hair color, let's go. 1, 2, 3. Then you're gonna do a decrease. Now I won't be needing my skin color yarn anymore, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that off. And we're just going to be working with our hair color for the rest of the project. 1, 2, 3, decrease, 1, 2, 3, decrease, And you're just gonna do that all the way around, and I will meet you at the end. Okay, so I've reached my last 2 stitches, and I'm just gonna do a decrease. Okay, so that's the start of our hair. For the next round, we're gonna do 2 single crochet and a decrease. So that's 1, 2, decrease in the next 2. 1, 2 stitches, decrease in the next 2 stitches. So I'm gonna do 1, and I'm gonna get started with my stitch marker. You may or may not need a stitch marker. I mean, because I've got this little loop right here that could function as a stitch marker and tell me where I'm at, but for your sakes, I'm gonna go ahead and do that. 1, 2, then we're gonna do a decrease. 1, 2, decrease. 1, 2, decrease. And you're just gonna do that 3 more times, going all the way around, and I will meet you back when we're done. Okay, so I've arrived at my last 2 stitches, and I'm just gonna do a decrease. Now we're not gonna fasten off, but what we are gonna do is it's time to apply the eyes. As I said earlier, if you don't have safety eyes, you can feel free to use little sticky eyes, you know, the little googly eyes, kind of like something like this. Okay, so I've picked out for myself some little pink eyes here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that head looks, you know, nice and flat so I can see where my midline is. Right here. And I'm going to count about 3 rows down, and I'm just going to put one eye right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. I want you to count about 4 stitches. And put your next eye in. You want to play around with it a bit. It doesn't have to look exactly like mine. It doesn't have to be placed the exact same. You just test out what works for you. Like, for example, I think I want mine to go actually a little bit higher. So I put mine up a little bit higher. You can use sticky eyes, like I said, if you like. Just play around with it, see what works for your character. So my eyes are about where I'd want them to be. So you got this going on right here. For your safety eyes, you got the, for safety eyes, it looks like this. I'm just going to go ahead, and I've got my fingers positioned right here. My thumbs are right under here, and using my fingers, I'm just going to push down, push that all the way through. And do the same. Yours might be a little trickier, I don't know. Just push it down really hard. And you know, some people actually use this technique, so I'm just going to show you. Take a lighter, if I can get it to light. My lighter might be dead. There we go. A little dead or dying. And to keep the safety eyes from falling out, we're just gonna melt it a little bit. Just want to be careful. Be careful with playing with fire, especially with yarn. This kind of makes it a little big, makes it harder for, melts the plastic, makes it harder for it to come out. There we go. Just like that. Do so for the other one. I'm just going to melt the plastic and help the eyes stay in place. And so it should be that those eyes are not going to be coming out of there. You always want to do this before you stuff because you can't add the eyes after stuffing. Okay. Where we left off earlier. Now we are going to add our facial features. So let's go ahead and we're going to start with the eyelashes. you're going to just take a piece of black yarn. If you're making a male doll, it doesn't really need eyelashes. You can skip this part. But I'm going to show you how we make our eyelashes. I'm going to go ahead and thread my needle. So I'm going to come right up to the corner of the eye. See where the corner is? And I'm going to be going this way. I'm going to be going diagonal. So I'm going to start by going in. Or actually coming through the other side. Let's come in through the back. And I'm going to start by going diagonal. I'm going to come in through that in the back through that same stitch. I can get it in there. And I'm going to be going into this stitch right here. So it's going to make a nice pair of eyelashes for me. You can use your finger to shape it a little bit. Oop, I dropped it. Use your finger to shape it a little bit. Let's come over to the other side. Same thing, we're at the corner of the eye. I get it, it's a little tricky. I'm going to go in right here. Right here. Now you're going to go in through that same stitch where you started. Now you're just going to make another one diagonal right here. Yeah, about right here. That's where I want to do it. Okay. So pull, kind of shape it a little bit, and you should have yourself a pair of eyelashes. I'm going to go ahead and fasten that off. Fasten off that stitch. All right. So this is our eyelashes to start with. And next we're going to do blush. So let's go ahead and get our pink yarn for our blush. Ooh, the Lord is with me. We are on the home stretch. Let's go ahead and cut ourselves a good piece of pink yarn. Make our blush. Just like that. All right, we got it on our needle here. Let's get our eyes ready. Now my blush, you can put your blush wherever you like, but my blush is going to go here, start here, and then we're going to go about 2 stitches over. So I'm going to start about the corner of the eye, and I'm just going to go across 2 stitches, coming in from the back. I'm just going to go across 2 stitches. There's the first one, and I'm going to do that 3 times, or 2 times, excuse me, 2 times. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here. Same thing, I'm going to find my spot. Just make sure we're a little bit even. And I'm going to go about 2 stitches across. 1, 2. I didn't do it yet. Sorry, I realized I went off camera there. Go about 2 stitches across. And I'm going to go ahead and fasten that off. I'm going to trim my yarn. Not all of it. Don't trim your red yarn. So a mouth is optional. I don't really want to do a mouth on mine per se. But just as an example, I'm going to show you how to do a mouth in case you want a mouth on yours. Just something simple. Go ahead and get your black yarn. And come right here. You're kind of like diagonal away from your blush. That's where I'm going to put it. And we're just going to go across these two little stitches. Just like this. I give her a little mouth. I think I will have a mouth on mine after all. Usually I don't with my dolls, but in this case I think I will. I'm going to trim that a little bit. So now you have something that looks like this, and I'm just going to stuff those ends away. Real easy, just stuff my ends. She's going to have a really little mouth. Nice little friend. I sound like Bob Ross for a moment there, but trying not to go too far off camera the whole time. I have a habit of doing that. Okay. And here's what you should have for your face design. And now, if we are all done with the face, well, if you want a nose, I suppose I should do that too. Now we're gonna have a nose. So I want you to take your skin color. Let's first fasten off all our yarn scraps, clear up our space a little bit. I'm gonna show you how to make your nose. Again, your facial features are optional. It doesn't have to have a nose. It doesn't have to have a mouth. Maybe you want to do it a little Tsum Tsum style. So our nose is going to go right here. You know, it's going to go right along this line. It's going to be parallel to your mouth. So taking your skin color and just doing the same thing you did with your mouth, except you're going to do it about 3 or 4 times over. So my yarn's a little fray. This is old scrap yarn. Quite old, actually. Not sure how old, but it was given to me, so I can't really say what it is or where it came from. But it's old. She splits, and we just work with it. So yeah, you just want to do that about 4 or 5 times, get you a good little nose going. And now your doll should have a nose. I'm going to go ahead and fasten that off. And just like with the mouth, we're going to work on tucking in. Although with my split yarn, it's a little more difficult, but you should have an easier time with this. Try and twist that a little bit. It's so frayed, it's going to be a little harder. Okay, so this concludes making your facial features of your doll, and now we're ready to carry right on with the hair base. For our next round, we're going to do 1 single crochet and a decrease. So it's going to be 1 single crochet, decrease in the next 2 stitches. That's 1 single crochet, decrease in the next 2 stitches. So here we go. 1 single crochet, apply my stitch marker. And then a decrease. 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, 1 single crochet, decrease, and just continue doing that all the way around for a total of 6 times. Okay, I've completed my 1 single crochets and decreases. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and stuff my head. So I want you to get some of your stuffing. Go ahead and nicely stuff the head. Don't want to overstuff and misshape your head. She is going to look lovely. I want to give her a nice round shape. She kind of looks like a pirate right now with the red hair going on. Okay, so I quickly stuffed the head, and now we're going to continue with doing a decrease all the way around. So that's 6 decreases. And I'm going to do it along with you. Here's 1. There's 1 decrease, and I'm going to add my stitch marker. Decrease. Oh, I got my stuffing. That's what I meant when I said earlier I don't usually prefer to stuff so soon, but I have a habit of catching my stuffing in my yarn. You don't want to pull that together. One single crochet. No, don't 1 single crochet. Do decrease all the way around. I was talking to myself. Decrease. Decrease. Oop, snag. Pushing that stuffing down just a little bit. The stitch is fighting with me. There's always that one stitch that just fights with you. There you go. Decrease and decrease. Okay, so this is what you should have. Go ahead and take out your stitch marker and fasten off. Actually, I'm going to stuff mine just a little more before I do this, because we're about ready to close up the head. And fasten off. You don't have to leave a long tail like I just did. Well, actually you do. Leave a long tail. Go ahead and stuff this in there. Now we're going to take our needle. Our yarn on there. And we're going to be going in the front loops only. That's these guys right here. Front loops only. We're just going to weave in and out of those loops. Going in front loops. Going in the front loop. Going in front loop. Front loop. Front loop. Each of those 6 stitches. And you're going to pull real tight to close. Don't fret if she's bald, because we still have more to go. Pull that tight. Go ahead and take the time to weave in your ends, and I'll meet you back here. Well, actually, I'll show you. If you don't know how to weave in your ends, go ahead and do that. Just like that. Go ahead and weave in your ends all around, all over your body, and I will meet you back here. And then a decrease. One single crochet.